So what's up? So today, and for the next couple of weeks, I have decided to make, finally, my videos. So these videos are going to be, they're going to be my personal opinions and expressions and just in general everything my personal way that has to do with Life is Strange, Before the Storm, and the Life is Strange series as a whole. So first I'll be starting with like my character profile. So basically I'll be talking about each of the characters, what I think of them, my personal opinions, and whatnot. And this and and the first person I'll be doing a profile on, that I'll be discussing how I feel about them personally and just in general my opinions on them, is the one and only David. So without further ado, let's get started. Firstly, personally, I don't like David, so I might be pretty biased in this video, but it's because I hate his guts, like, so much. Like, if I had to pick anyone I hated in this game most, it would be David. He is just something else, and not just in the original game, but in Before the Storm. And honestly, I think he's worse in Before the Storm than he is in the original game, but he is so bad in both. And what I don't like what they did was they made him bad in like both games, and in Life is Strange 2, when he was there, they made him so kind. So I'm gonna show videos of like each of the games, him going from bad to really bad and then to good, and then I'm gonna discuss why I feel like, first of all, that probably wasn't the best move and wouldn't change a lot of people's opinions on him per se. So I'll show you guys the videos and then we're gonna talk about it.
I'm sure she gave you good friend rights.
Why don't you get off my crack? Stop taking your war rage out on high school girls.
You have seen rage, you little...
Fuck you, pig.
Listen, you asked for that. You know exactly what you're doing. I can already tell from today that you're trouble, Max. I hope this doesn't affect your status at Blackwell. Don't ever come back here.
Listen, dipshit, if you ever lay a hand on me again, I'll have your ass in jail. Then you can guard yourself all night.
You're the ones who end up in jail. You won't think you're tough and clever. This too shall pass. And clean this pigsty up.
I'm sorry, Chloe. I didn't know what to do. Whatever. Everybody bails on me. Even my best friend, Max. Don't you? So done with everybody in this town. I wish I hadn't even seen you. As if you care. Color me out of here.
I don't think this is the best idea.
You already promised.
Chloe, need with your mother to trust you from now on.
Really? What does that mean?
It means that from today forward, I'm going to take you at your word. So, if you say you haven't been smoking or drinking, then I'll just leave you be. Even though she had pot yesterday.
David, the idea is you should feel comfortable here, Chloe. David's not going to question you, and neither am I.
David's lying to your face, Mom. He searched my room.
What?
You didn't know? Detective Dickwad here went through all of my drawers and my bed.
It's what you asked me to do. Make sure she's got no drugs or alcohol for her own good.
sorry.
I thought that... I'm sorry, Joyce. I didn't know this would
It's
upset
Chloe
you.
who deserves the apology.
Well, Chloe, I'm sorry that I violated your privacy. I did it with your best interest in mind.
That's it? That's your apology?
Well, now, I thought that...
What about sorry for not trusting me in the first place? And convincing my mom to mistrust me too?
That's not David's
What
fault.
about sorry for calling me a loser? And always talking to me like I just came out of juvie? What about sorry for lecturing me all the time when you're fucking no one? You're not my dad. Who the hell gave you that right? What about sorry for moving in with my mom against my wishes?
Chloe.
Chloe, I know you don't like me. I know you think I don't understand you. But I do. I've been meaning to show you something. This is my friend Phil Becker. We served in the same unit. 2 tours. Becker was killed near the end of our deployment. Roadside IED. We used to joke about all the trouble we were going to get into once we got back home. But he died. He died, and I didn't. And I think about that fact every damn day. Point is, I've had my share of grief. I know what you're going through. So I guess what I'm saying is, I'm here to do whatever I can to help you get over the loss of your dad.
Please, I'm begging you. Give David a chance, won't you?
Here. Why don't you keep this photo for a little while? Think about what I've said.
The last person I would ever talk to about my dad is you.
Chloe.
Think it over for more than a minute. It's a basic courtesy, you know? When people offer to help,
You're out of your fucking mind.
you disrespectful little shit. You just made a serious
Hey!
mistake.
Both of you. You don't scare me, asshole.
Did you get the police scanner?
Yep. And I found the police frequency.
How about that? Good job. Now, you'll always want to know what they're up to. No surprises on your way to the border. All right, this is the fastest route. When you get there, cross between these 2 stations. Now, you have to exit the main road and drive through the desert for a while. But Karen's car should be okay. Got all that?
Sure.
Think so. Sean, you have to know. The police are on your ass. You only get one chance here. I'm not trying to be a dick. Just honest.
I know, Dave.
was destroyed by that hurricane. My stepdaughter and her friend were among the only survivors. We lost everyone else.
Jeez. I'm sorry.
I used to hate them for running away. They hit the road straight away, never to look back, while I was trying to rebuild.
Did you stay in touch? Do you get along now?
Yeah. Took me a while to acknowledge the past was the past and move on. Like they did. Once I realized that, I reached out to them and we made peace with each other. I stayed here for a while. It felt good to connect with my daughter at last. You guys remind me of them, in a way. And I don't want to fuck things up this time. Sean, I'm gonna do everything I can to help you get out of here. That's my duty now. But I want to be straight up with you. Okay?
Yeah. Of course.
I know you guys got screwed. But you think nobody will ever believe you. But the truth is on your side. You and Daniel can't just hide out forever. Is that how you see yourself in 10 years? If you step up and face the law, you can be free. Sooner than later.
I don't know. I might turn myself in after I see what happens with Daniel.
I know you want to settle down first, but keep your options open. Think about it. And Daniel is growing up fast. Too fast.
That's what I'm worried about.
You made it here. So I know you're on the right path. Oh. Sorry. I really have to take this.
Starting with the first crap. Sorry. Starting with the first video. Okay, sorry. Starting with the first video. So, in the first one, we see David. Now, let me tell you what is so wrong with that whole scene. Firstly, okay, I'm not gonna lie. Chloe, she can come off as very, I don't know, disrespectful or just annoying and stuff. Like, she can come off like that very well. But now, just a reminder, in this video there will be spoilers to all the Life is Strange series. So if you have not played any of the games or watched any of the games, my suggestion is to go play or watch all of them first and then come back and watch this. Okay, because there will be spoilers. Anyway, go back. Now, if you think about it, everything Chloe went through. You know, she lost her dad. Mom's bringing in this guy that she doesn't approve of, which, might I add, is 10 times more wrong. And I don't even want to get into what the mom is doing because I'm saving that for the video I make of her. So we'll talk about that then. So I'm not gonna get into depth about that. But I was sticking on David. But think about her side. You know, she lost her dad. Her mom's bringing in this guy that she doesn't like, and her mom. She kind of feels like her mom doesn't listen to her, which is kind of true. You know, she feels alone, you know, and then, you know, Rachel comes along, you know, kind of, like she said herself, saves her life, you know, and you know, it makes her happy to know that she has a friend that she could trust, but then, you know, Rachel leaves, you know, leaving her alone again, and then for, like, months, she's alone again until Matt comes back, you know. But before that, her best friend had left her. She was alone. So thinking about all of that and being so as young as Chloe is, yeah, it's going to make you change. It's going to make you act out. It's going to make you not care about anything. It's going to make you do all these things, act certain ways that you would never did before. Like, it's going to change you. And sometimes not necessarily for the good. But what David did in that video, hitting her, and then trying to justify hitting her, it's wrong. I get it. Chloe does push him. But for one, he deserves it. And two, he is a grown man. She is a teenager. And even if she wasn't a teenager, he's a grown man. And you don't hit. A grown man should not be hitting a girl. No matter what. What the circumstances, he should not hit her. One, he's not her father to begin with. He has no right. And even if it was her father, still no right. But regardless, he's not her father. He has no right to do that. And second, you don't hit a girl. And like Chloe said in the video, she can't have him in jail for doing that because he's not her father. He's not even legally responsible for her. You know, her mom is. He's just living there. So, hitting her is about the most wrong thing he could do. And that's saying something even comes from me. Considering... You know, I don't like, when it comes to abuse, I just don't like any type of abuse, like, physical, verbal, like, just anything. Like, you know, seeing that, it brings back so many memories going into my personal life, which I'm not going to do necessarily. But, okay, maybe I'll get a little personal. You know, it kind of reminds me of, you know, when I was around the age Chloe was when she lost her dad, and I had a boyfriend, and let's just say he never, like, you know, physically, but, you know, verbally, he was very, you know, there, and he was a little older, so that could have been it too. It wasn't right, and, you know, I let myself, you know, be in that relationship for a while, and now I think about it, I kind of wish I didn't, you know. You know, I kind of wish I, you know, got away from it as soon as I could, like, but, you know, when you're, like, blinded by feelings and all this other crap, it's, like, it's hard to do that, you know, so, you know. But not even gonna go deep on that because that's my personal, and we're not talking about that. We're talking about David here. Yeah, David had no right to hit her. He shouldn't have hit her. There is no excuse. Him trying to justify it makes it 10 times more wrong. There's no excuse. You don't hit a girl, no matter what the circumstance is. And that's final. Like, there's no explanation to it. Now, let's go into the second video. him apologizing to Chloe. Now, I know some of you may see that apology and that whole scene as sincere. And you might hate me for my opinion, but it's my opinion. And in my opinion, it isn't all that sincere. Which is why in that scene, I think the right choice was what that player had picked, which was to reject David's offer. And now I know you probably think that's heartless. You know, he tells that whole story and then just go and reject it like that. I know you probably think it's heartless, but I'm going to tell you why I don't think it isn't. Why I don't think it is. David thinks he has the right to discipline Chloe. He thinks he has the right to tell her what to do. He has the right to do all these things that, let's be honest, he has no right. He doesn't have a legal obligation to her. Her mother does. He's not her father. Like Chloe always says, which is true, he is no one. All he is her mother's boyfriend. So, trying to discipline her and do all this stuff is wrong. And searching her room, that was also very wrong. He's not her father. He has no right to go through her personal stuff. Even if she had pot or whatever, he has no right. It will be one thing if that was her mother searching her room. Okay, I get it. She's her mom. She has a right. She has a legal obligation to Chloe. She is legally obligated to discipline Chloe the way she sees fit. But David doesn't. And the fact that David, goes, searches her room, tries to discipline her, tries to tell her what to do, like he has some right there, is really wrong on so many different levels that I'm not even going to begin to explain because then we're just going to be here forever. But that scene, if you really watch close to that scene, you can see that he's trying to manipulate her. Trying to manipulate her into thinking that what he's doing is right. And what he's doing is okay. And it's not. And it's wrong for him to be doing what he's doing. And, which is why, personally, it were me, I'd probably reject it just like Chloe did, because he does all these things and he goes and apologizes for it. But the thing is with apologies, when you apologize for something, you never do it again. But he continuously does things, as we know, throughout the entire original game. And throughout the game in Before the Storm. Like, he does all these things, and he continuously does them. It's one thing if he apologizes and never does it again. Trusts Chloe, does all that stuff. But the fact he does it, and he does do it again, and he does treat her like that again, and does, so many things. Including, I'm not even going to get started with this, but including, I didn't even show this video, but I don't even need to. I could just talk about it. When he proposes to Joyce, and he doesn't even ask her, like, okay, I get it, Chloe's not her parent. Joyce doesn't necessarily need permission from Chloe to marry who she wants to marry, but at the same time, she kind of does. That's her kid, and whoever she marries affects her too. And the fact that he proposes to Joyce and doesn't even ask Chloe if she's okay with it, just does it, goes to show how much David really doesn't care the way he treats Chloe. And I don't know, every time I see David, every time I see him in all these things and answer all these ways, it gets me so mad, because it's just like, it makes me understand why Chloe is the way she is when it comes to David. Like, sure, there are some things, there's some scenes that I just don't understand why Chloe's being that way. Like, you know, she doesn't have to. But there are other times, like with David and what she says and does, that I understand. If you are in her shoes, you probably do the same thing. You know, you have this guy, they say he has a right to discipline you, to tell you what to do, or that. When he doesn't, because he's no one. And then there's the other scene, which is the scene, from Life Change 2, with David again. Now, this is where it goes into play on what I was talking about before, about what I don't like about what they did with all the games. Now, they made David turn out to be this, you know, evil, mean prick of a guy about all the games, and then they go put him in Life Change 2 and make him a good guy. Let me tell you how wrong that is for the producers to do that. And I'm not disking, not going anything bad. Not going anything bad onto the producers. You know, they did a great job with all the games. They did a great job with the story. They did an amazing job. You know, they did an amazing job making this game a compelling game that, you know, really hits home. It really, you know, messes with your feelings. It has so much power when you play it from the beginning to end, and all three of them. So, not dissing anything bad on the producers or the makers of that game, of the series and of this game. They did an amazing job. What I don't think they did necessarily a good job on was the way they transitioned David like that. They make you hate him with all the 2 games, and then they try to manipulate you into liking him by putting this nice version of David in Life Change 2 trying to help Sean and his brother, Daniel. I don't like that they did that, because, you know, even if they do that, they're not going to change anyone's opinion on David. And, I mean, they might get some people, but definitely not me. And when I say that, it's unrealistic. You know, David doesn't just go from one thing and two other games, and it just completely changes. Like, first of all, sure, okay, yes, it's years later, so it could, in a way, kind of realistic, but I think it isn't. You know, it isn't. And I don't know what it is about it, but what I do know, everything that they did with David, everything that, the transition, all of it, and they kind of did that transition in the first one, in the end of the first one, you know, Chloe saves, David saves Max from Mr. Jefferson, and, you know, you see this soft side of David you never seen before, so, you know, the way that the game manipulates you one way, you know, hate David, like David, hate David, like David, it's kind of annoying to me, because, like, they're trying to make you have mixed feelings about this guy, but at the end of the day, he's still David, and he's still a bad guy, he's a prick, no, I'm not saying David's necessarily a bad guy, you know, I get what he does, he does because he thinks it's right in his heart, and he's trying to, you know, he is a good guy, you know, deep, like all the way deep down, trying to do what's right in his mind. But the thing is, it's in his mind what he thinks he's doing right, and it isn't, and that's what pisses me off, because it's like, it isn't. And the way David is, it's just, And the way that the game, the producers did that, from with the original game and Life is Strange 2, it just gets you mad, because it's like, you're trying to change people's opinions on him. By the end of the day, he's still David. And he still can easily resort back to his old ways. And let's talk about what David was trying to do to Sean in that scene. I mean, Sean is trying to protect his little brother, because he knows that if they get caught by the cops, they're going to be separated, because, Dan's going to go with the grandparents and Sean's going to go to jail. And he's trying to protect his little brother from that. He is going to be separated from his little brother. He's trying to get to Mexico so him and his little brother can be safe. And this all started with a total misunderstanding, because neither Sean nor Daniel killed that cop, okay? Well, actually, maybe Daniel sort of did with that blast of explosion in the past, but he didn't know that he did it, because he didn't know about this fire, so he didn't mean to. So, and the way the scene looked, no one would have believed them, so that's why they ran. And Sean is just trying to protect his little brother, trying to get him to Mexico so they could be together, so they could have life together, so, Dan could go to college any one day if he wants, so can Sean, and, they could finish school and, just have a life. And, I'm pretty sure their father wouldn't want them not together. I mean, they're brothers. So, so the fact that they, but then here comes in David, trying to manipulate Sean into thinking what he's doing is wrong. He should have protected his brother. He should just turn himself in, let Daniel go off, and then, but not thinking Sean and Daniel being separated from Sean is going to have an effect on Daniel growing up, being as young as he is. Because, if you think about it, Sean is only family Daniel has left. I mean, yeah, there's his grandparents, and then there's her mom, but their mom, I'm not even going to get into their mom, I'm going to talk about their mom later, but, Sean is the only family Daniel really has left, and being separated from him is going to have a major impact and a major effect on him growing up. And the fact that David doesn't even think about that and tries to convince Sean, like, oh, what you're doing is bad, you need to turn yourself in, be separated, who gives a crap? Like, it's messed up. Like, all Sean wants to do, all Sean is trying to do, is have a new life with his brother. So, when ready don't be separated, they can finish school and they can be together, more importantly. So, there's so many things throughout this entire game that David does, or says, that I don't either agree with or I hate. And, I can't stand them. And I never want to. I don't know what else there's to say about this guy, because I don't like him. I never even want to think about him. He's like one of the many Legends characters that, like, I hate, which is ironic, because I hate so many Legends characters, but yeah, I love the game itself, like, which is weird, but, whatever. But yeah. Everything David is doing is not right. It's not good. What the producers are doing to make you have its feelings about him, it makes it confusing. It's like you don't know what to feel about this guy. the end of the day, David's still gonna be David. And that is never gonna change. And now, Sean and Daniel think David's a good guy because they don't know the real David. They don't know the David that we all know. But I don't know. David, I don't know what he is, but the things David does isn't right. So I'm gonna end David's video here. Mainly because if I talk about any more about this guy, I'm gonna get seriously pissed. Next video I'm gonna do is on the beautiful Rachel Amber. And that one I'll be more excited to do because Rachel's actually one of the many characters that I actually do like and I do love. And talking about her, I could talk about her all day. And I have so much to say about her as a character. And then so much to say about her and Chloe's relationship and as a whole. And then Chloe. So, and I actually like Rachel. So that should be a fun video. But yeah, this is my opinions on David. But yeah. So, and I really want to hear your thoughts on your guys' thoughts on David, who he is as a person, and just, you know, in general. So, you know, like, subscribe, comment below, tell me what you think about this video, tell me what you think of my opinions, tell me what you think about David personally yourself. You know, I really want to hear your guys' thoughts. So, you know, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time in my Rachel Amber video. So thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you guys soon.